Hello, my dear listeners. In this video today, I will continue to talk about ideas how we can save Canada. Today, Pierre Poilievre recorded an interesting video about the call what he's intending to do when he's come to office after election.
Broke. We need to overhaul the system to make taxes low, simple, and fair. That's why within 60 days of becoming Prime Minister, I will name a tax reform task force of entrepreneurs, investors, farmers, and workers, but no lobbyists, to design a bring-it-home tax cut that will, 1. Bring home production and paychecks with lower taxes on work, hiring, and making stuff. 2. Bring home fairness by reducing the share of taxes paid by the poor and middle class while cutting tax-funded corporate welfare and cracking down on overseas tax havens. 3. Bring home 20% less paperwork by simplifying tax rules. Lower, simpler, fairer. We will unlock the potential of our strivers, inventors, builders, entrepreneurs, and workers to restore Canada's promise. Those who go sleepless nights mortgaging their homes, wondering how they'll pay employees, will have their eventual success rewarded and not vilified. Instead of turning workers against business owners, we'll turn workers into business owners. We'll axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime. We will be a country where hard work earns powerful paychecks and pensions.
Okay, so you see the idea. So we need to reform the production economy and bring home the capital. It's very radical here to spend some time on this graph and think. Okay, the first one is taxes on personal income, profit, and gains. I think we could eliminate that completely. Okay, but I think it's going to be very challenging here. Okay, relative to the OECD average. The tax structure in Canada is characterized by substantially higher revenues from taxes on personal income, profits, and gain, and higher revenues taxes on corporate income gains, payroll taxes, and properties, a lower portion of revenue from value tax and goods, services taxes. Okay, so you see that I would try to reverse that, but by cutting, actually not by increasing the sales taxes, we can leave them as it is, but we could cut those taxes, not eliminate it completely. And before I go to my tax plan, I will say something about social security here, that I would eliminate that completely because it's a Ponzi scheme, and I don't think that actually people should be paying into that, because their money is taken to pay current benefit, and the value of their contribution is destroyed by inflation. So in the 20-30 years, the government should not be managing that, and every dollar that everyone pays should be reimbursed. And I have something for the retirees in my tax plan that you stick around, and you will see what I'm offering. So what I'm suggesting here, it's okay. First, we need to bring capital. We need to reverse the damage that has been done by, taxing the investors and money fleeing from Canada now to the U.S. at accelerating pace, which is actually mentioned in the video that I show at the beginning. And those capital gains inclusion, that's inclusion at 20%. So only 20% of the gains will be taxed, and those. Instead of 50 and 60%, but the income tax will be lower, 25 to 50 thousand of income I will tax by 10%, and 50 to 100 12%, and over 100 it's a 14%. The idea is behind those rates is that if you earn more money, you're not penalized by doubling and tripling your tax rate and basically giving you half to the government. But since this is a lower, maybe on the capital gains, the bracket could be a little bit higher than this. But second thing, most of the workers become self-employed, so the only next gains are taxed. So let's say I had a conversation with my neighbor who works as a mechanic. He's very experienced, and he said it's completely unfair that they cannot deduct any tools, and they are paying actually more in tools than most of the construction workers, but they cannot the 10-15,000 that they spend on the tools cannot be deducted for. And let's say if you are construction workers and you need a vehicle and you travel 1 hour to get to your site, it's all should be deducted and not be taxed. You should be taxed on a net gain, because the current system is completely unfair. It doesn't allow workers to get the full deduction. So I would try to convert as many workers to self-employees. I will also explain later how this could be achieved. So there is no only net gains are taxed, and the also I will eliminate the government like in insurance and disability plan, and replace them, like it will become the responsibility of the workers and self-employees to buy their disability and accident insurance. No unemployment insurance. I will eliminate that completely. So this is a less bureaucracy to manage. And there will be some extra, like money maybe for available in the pockets of the people, because those insurances actually could represent for the business about 12% of the additional cost of the wages. So the business will keep lots of more money, and will have this money available to actually pay the worker more instead of sending this to the government. And with this money, the worker could more efficiently buy all those benefits and replace them if he decide to do so. No minimum wage, the third thing, no minimum wage. So if more young people, if they decide to work in and ask less than minimum, like let's say $16, if I someone is 12, 13, 14 years old and would want to enter the workforce, so we will have more offer of the for work, and more work will become available. It's actually now about the retired people. I will tax them less, maximum 10% on the capital, on the income, and on a capital gain. Actually, I would say maximum 10%. So all the rich people with the money around the world, they could be interested to have a residency and or invest in Canada, because this will be very low tax break. And some also professionals who, like if you are architect, engineer, doctor, lawyer, and you want to be part of the workforce, and you're receiving a good pension now, with this very low income, you could participate in the productive economy if those people are interested. And I'm sure we could gain in productivity. And there is some very valuable workers over 65 that could be coming back into the workforce using this rate. Now my idea of the website here. So this is the website that I'm using for many years, and I am contracting here the teachers, different teachers, English, math, French, music, piano. So those people, the idea here, they are in a competitive environment, and they get, let's say, if I want to research like an English teacher, I put how much I want to pay per hour, between $6 and $9, and I have a whole bunch of different suggestions. I have pages, so there is a let's say 4,500 that are bidding for that work. So this creates the competitive environment. And here, let's say I click on this guy who seems to have very good reviews. He stands out, and actually more people get contracted and pay this way when you have those websites. And that's how you inquire your employees and how tasks are distributed. That's a more efficient way. So you see that the eBay, where everyone is has a profile. I have my profile since 2007, and every comment, every interaction on every transaction, it's recorded. So you can see who I am interacted, and it becomes very transparent. So if the government will need to lay off and we will do big cuts, so the national work website could be created, and you could, all the government employees will be there, and they will be just paid according to the tasks. New system, you don't have to worry about the waste. So if you identify the task according to priorities, and you pay upon the completion of the task, and the people are bidding there, everything is transparent, and everyone who gets the good job is get rewarded, and the person so you create very efficient system where is no waste. And also those people who will not find the work anymore in the government could be this way relocated and start working in different fields, and acquire new expertise. Let's say if we need 1,000 carpenters in the Ottawa area to build or convert commercial buildings into housing, those people could be bid and participate and could be entering on a competitive way, and start building a rating. Like the rating is very valuable on eBay. If you want to become a seller, you basically take care. So the same way the new doctor comes to Canada and he wants to practice, and every patient he serves, we could easily find lots of new doctors, and there's not going to be a shortage of doctors, because every good doctors will be, you will see how good is the doctor depending on the rating he's and the comments he's getting for their clientele, and it's going to be transparent and very seen. And same thing for, let's say, the government contract. If the government contract it's a post on the side like this, and how much money is spent, you can see who bid and how much they bid, and how much the person and all the history. It's a transparency and efficiency and possibilities to relocate the workforce. Let's say if we have a forest fire, I could create very fast some contracts very appealing here, and attract with the high wages lots of workforce. So it's a national website, and we could integrate, let's say if you work here, if you only work here and you earn money here, it's good. You can have some benefits, you can have some rewards, you can have integrated taxation, you can have even the rebates, because you complete, and we could reward you could reward people based on accomplishments, and do lots of wonderful things to increase productivity and make more people working. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and please like to support my work.